What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It is your boy MM2K of PNTS Network and StadiaDosage. I'm here with your other host, Terrell Smock Jr., also of PNTS Network and StadiaDosage, and we're here with another episode of Weekly Checkup. But before we go any further, let me ask the other host, Daryl Smock Jr., Mr. Daryl Smock Jr. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Especially after that conversation that we just had.
Yeah.
You know?
We did a little bit of everything. We talked some Stranger Things. No spoilers. Precursor for the show. A lot of great conversations and stuff with the chat. And again, that's all part of the member version of this show. If you want to see the member version of the show, which always has goodies and great stuff, definitely become a member. Hit that join button below. Make sure you're a member so you can catch the member version of Weekly Checkup. All right. With that said,
Let me just add to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not lying to you. If you watch this show right now and with like the member section of this show trumps any other member sections on any other podcast. Like it's the member section of this show is so good. You know, because the conversations are just so genuine. They flow really well, and it's like real world stuff. If you want to talk about real world stuff and just talk about anything, hit the membership button, man, and come talk to us.
Yep, exactly. Like, yeah, the members here. I think what we've done is what we've done here on this platform. As we said in 2022, we're really not going to engage too much in the silly back and forth that you see on the internet. We're going to when things happen, and we had a little bit of that this week. When things happen, and we're trying to be pulled into to some subliminal side disses and sneak shots and all that other stuff. We're just going to say, look, keep us out of it. We want nothing to do with it. We're going to talk about we're going to have the tough conversations, with the public, but we're going to have the super tough conversations with the members, because we feel like the members can handle it. You know what I mean? So, and then that in turn has created a great, like you said, a great member class. They're fantastic. Love these individuals, and yeah, man, you got to join the members, and it's not just hanging out with them, but you get some good content too. You know what I mean? So definitely check it out. Smock, what you been playing, man? What you been playing the last few weeks?
So Destiny just came out with the new season, and with this new season, they brought back a game mode that was in the first Destiny called Rift.
Yeah.
So basically, if you don't know what Rift is basically, imagine football or rugby, where there's a ball in the middle. Each team starts on their respective sides. You gotta fight, and the ball in the middle charges up. Once it's ready, you can go in there, you can get it, and you gotta basically go to the other side, and you gotta slam the ball. Once you slam the ball, you get a point. Once you get the point, the round restarts, and then you try it again. And it's just like that. It's a 10-minute game, but basically the round can be 30 seconds or it could take all 10 minutes. It all depends, So it's fresh, it's new, it's reiterated, it came back, and man, I'm loving it. The sad part is it's part of Iron Banner, which means that it's going to only come out twice a season. But Bungie said that they're going to add it as a permanent game mode within the game, and I'm here for it. It's so refreshing to play something like this, because PvP has never had something like this where it's strictly objective focused. They don't count your kills, they don't count your kills, they don't count your deaths. The only thing that matters is how well you did in playing the objective.
Oh wow! Okay.
And helping the team win. Yep. Yeah. I like it. It's really fun.
I really got to get into Destiny again. I do. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's so good. It's so good. I've been playing that. I played some more of the Crew 2 because they came out with a new car. Crew 2 came out with a McLaren Senna, and the crew made their own prototype, which is called the Proto Lucky One. It's a prototype car. It's super dope. So I've been playing that, and they've made a new story. Basically, you drive around the country, and you complete the story. Once you complete the story, they bring you to a bonfire, and you get a Nissan 300ZX. That car is pretty awesome, and that's it. That's that. I've only been playing those 2 games.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Well, I've been playing Division 2, as you guys all know, and been having a lot of fun playing that game. Love that game. Even though I created a new series because I was salty and I was I was ready to burst out in tears. So I created a new series. The new series is Did We Get Jacked? And the purpose around the series is after do a grind and you're grinding for points, or like in this case of Division 2, we were grinding for these global event points. And I got all these exotics and stuff that took me days and days to be able to buy these 2 exotics. And then I rolled them. I mean, not rolled them, but I opened them up and they were nothing. They were trash. And I was hot. I felt jacked. I felt robbed. And so, so that very first episode of Did We Get Jacked? I got jacked. They got all that time and effort away from me. I literally got jacked in real life too, because part of the seasons with Division 2 is if you buy a season pass, I'm not quite sure how it works anywhere else. If you buy a season pass without one, as your character levels up in the season, you'll get rewards. But if you buy the season pass, you'll get those rewards and you'll get an additional reward with each level up, right? So I bought the season pass knowing that I would be in the global event, knowing that I'd be getting a bunch of points, and knowing that it would allow me to get even more exotics. I got 4 exotics during the global event. I got an exotic from watching 4 hours on Twitch. And then I got another exotic that was given to me. And the only good exotic I got was the one that was given to me by another member. So I feel like I was jacked. So, in addition to that, I've been playing Madden. I know this is a controversial thing. I'm still playing Madden 21 just for full clarity. I'm not even touching 22. Okay. Madden 21.
What is so bad about 22? I don't understand. What is so bad about that game?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's bad. To be honest with you, 21 seems to be a lot more tougher to do things. And when I played 22, and I put it on All-Star, I usually play on All-Star. When I played 22, it seemed like it was easier for me to run. It was easier for me to do different things. So I don't know what the problem is with 22. When I talked to Storm is like, no, I like 22. He really likes it. He thinks 22 is better than 21. I think Jeff G's problem with it is not, they want you to pay full price, these deluxe editions, and they really haven't upgraded anything. All they did was give you 21, polish it up just a little bit visually, and they just tweaked and made it smoother. That's all they did. And I would agree with that, but it's still a good game. If you don't have 21, then go ahead and get 22. But if you have 21, I don't know if you need 22 unless you want to be able to do things easier.
Okay. He said this feels pre-recorded. I promise you it's not pre-recorded.
It will be on Sunday. It ain't Sunday yet, geek. I know you're probably in the hot tub time machine, but it'll it's not Sunday yet, brother. So
that's funny.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so that's it. That's all I've been playing. All right, man. Okay. Let's do this, man. Let's get into these topics. You know how we do. Let me show you something. All right, there we go, man. Oh, that's the wrong one. I don't want to show that.
I think you probably saying it's pre-recorded because that's not like a lot of between conversation like usually is. Like we're just like, I don't know. Like,
you mean like we're not hitting the chat? Yeah, you know what? Because I'm about to fix that right now. Because normally I do hit the chat by now, but there's something I got to do in order to do that. But yeah, no. This is this is live. This is live for members. It's not live for if you're watching it public, and I think everyone's aware of that. They should be aware of that now, but you can change all that. If you're watching this on Sunday and you're like, man, that's not fair. I want to be able to. I wanted to know when this thing went live. Then what you got to do is you gotta hit that join button below, like Smock said earlier. So all right, let me do this real quick. I'm going to do that and then save, and then I gotta go here to my social tab, click that out, add this, YouTube live chat, pull up Geek to Sneaks comments, let's add it and let's connect, baby. There we go, baby. All right, so I can put it on the screen. He said hoodwink, bamboozled. Geek to Sneak says Phil's pre-recorded, and then he says, oh, okay, all right, now I can trust y'all. All right, so we got it up on the screen, man. Let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the way. 500-pound gorilla, elephant, whatever the hell, hippopotamus in the room. I have here on this tweet, Stadia not listed at the moment as platforms for Madden 23. This is from the pre-order page. We talked about that yesterday. And then we got the revelation today that, we got the revelation Friday. I got to talk as if for the members on Sunday. We got the revelation Friday that it's not coming. EA confirmed that. So, publications put that out there. Stadia Connect North put that out there on Friday. So it is what it is. So Smock, let's talk about it, man. This not coming to the platform. Is it bad, horrible, or does it mean the death of Stadia? Which one do you think it's closest to?
It's bad, but it's not game. It's not like I don't know. It's hard to. Honestly, it's hard. It's hard to give an opinion on it right now, because I'm the type of person to we'll see how bad it is once the game launches, but you're giving the evidence that not even a lot of people even play Madden on Stadia. Not saying that I'm not talking about the game as a whole, but the players on Stadia, there's not a lot of players that play Madden. I do. I like Madden. I like Madden a whole lot. So it is bad for the platform, but right now, if there was more of a fan base of people that wanted the game to come to Stadia, it would be worse. But since there's not a lot of people that doesn't really care for Madden like that on Stadia, it's not as bad as it could be, because it could be a lot worse, but luckily it isn't. So that's how I'm gonna go about it.
Some great comments here from the members, man. Bulls for Life says Madden was only as big as it is because no other competition without NFL 2K, ESPN, football, FIFA took that spot.
I've never really played NFL 2K. I'd never really. I'm gonna be honest. I liked EA's version of sports way more than 2K's, because back with NBA Live, I like NBA Live way more than NBA 2K. Way more. For me, it's not even close. NBA Live to me is way better because back before EA was trying to be realistic, you was able to do 360 dunks on people. You feel me? You was able to do tomahawks and dunk on people, and that stuff was fun. You feel me? And when 2K came in and they slowed the game down and they made everything more realistic, then people started going towards that. But to me, I always like NBA Live way more.
So which one was your favorite, if you can remember? I know they come out every year, but which live was your favorite?
2010, NBA Live 2010.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna go back about 20 years prior to that. My favorite was NBA Live 96 or 98. I can't remember which one.
I used to play Live, like the early days of Live with my brother on the first PlayStation.
Yeah,
it was like old ones.
Yeah,
but there was a lot. Like, I love the 3-point competitions, the dunk contest. Live had NBA Live had all of that. They So I'm not like it. Like, to me, even if there was competition, I still think Madden would have done well. I think now the reason why sports games, because I'm thinking of it as sports game, not just Madden, but sports games as a whole. If you're not doing something that's radically different, not a lot of people are going to be interested anymore, because people are getting tired of paying full price for the same stuff
every year.
So it doesn't matter if it's Live, if it's 2K, it doesn't matter. Both games are suffering from the same problems, like both companies.
So Dusty brings up a great point. He says there are people trying to bury Stadia because it isn't coming. People said they've moved on, but yet they retweet every negative 9 to 5 Stadia article. I'm going to say this. My take on it is, and yesterday I had said something about it, that I don't think it is good news. It is bad news. It is bad news because, it's Madden, and Madden always presents a potential for Stadia to attract more casual gamers, and you want casual gamers on your platform. And Madden is one of the biggest bridgeways to those casual gamers. But I'm like Dusty. I stop where I say it's catastrophic. I don't believe it's catastrophic or anything like that. I think it's bad because we're running into a situation where at this moment Stadia doesn't have a lot of options to connect to the larger swaths of casual gamers. We know Fortnite's not coming. We know Call of Duty, because of Microsoft, ain't coming. And 2K's not on the platform at the moment. So that olive branch was via Madden and FIFA. But here's the thing that people got to think about and realize is that Madden presents the best opportunity, but that doesn't always mean that opportunity is being taken advantage of.
Right.
And I think we were talking about this earlier with the members. I think there was some telltale signs that maybe Madden on Stadia didn't do what they were hoping it was going to do. Maybe it wasn't the biggest bang for the buck. I remember going from Madden 21 to 22. I remember talking to Storm about this, and we were looking at how many campaigns were being added or whatever, and we were like, wow. And Storm, he was pissed. He was like, I don't even know if I want to play this game on the platform, because in comparison to 21, there should be way more people on this game than there is. And I think he returned it. He's like, nah. He said there has to be crossplay. He said if you wanted to get the best out of Madden, and it's going to be on Stadia, there has to be crossplay, right?
Yep.
So there were signs early that this wasn't doing good. I have Madden 22. I don't even play it. I got it on a sale. I don't play it, and we all know that Madden's cash cow is not just purchasing the singular game. It's the buying all the other stuff for the, what do you call those modes? I forgot those names.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, buying all those microtransactions for those different modes. That's EA's cash cow. A big percentage of EA's revenue is based off of live services activity. We've already talked. If you're not aware of that, then you got to get more acclimated to the mainstream. So it's not just about how many copies of Madden are sold. It's about how often is it played, and are those players utilizing those microtransactions? And I mean, I would say that probably no. The last indicator, Smock, that we talked about is, I always try to warn people that don't preconceive that Stadia is going to do something, or Stadia is going to do something without them saying specifically. But if Stadia does something out of the norm, it may be for a gauging reason, for a reason to just see what that causes, right? And remember last month, I think it was, when Stadia did an effort like they've never done before to poll people about, which game that they wanted on sale. You know what I'm saying? And they really pressed this. Like, I know there was a similar poll, I think, or something like that about, which Ubisoft game was going on sale. But they pressed this one harder than that. Yep. And the results, Smock, of that poll was like crazy for the Madden versus FIFA, which one was going to go on sale, right?
FIFA blew it out the water.
FIFA
blew Madden out the water.
What happens? What happens around that time? FIFA's announced to be going crossplay with other platforms, and then they get that big sale, and then now Madden ain't coming to the platform. And I'm going to add to that. Now, this is all speculative and this is rumor, but a very credible source within the FIFA community has stated that there was a leak that FIFA, the next version of FIFA, whatever it's called or whatever it is, that's coming to Stadia. Again, hasn't been confirmed. This is rumor. So I look at it like this. If Madden and FIFA don't come to Stadia, Smock, then I'm like, damn, like, what's going on? Yeah, but let's get some communication on that as soon as possible. Like, what's happening? But if Madden doesn't come and FIFA comes, then I think we know what's happened. And I think we know why. Just by looking at our chat. Like, and just knowing me, I love Madden 21. I have no desire to play 22. And likely, I have no desire to play 23 as well. I'm still playing 21. I don't think Madden, when you look at a game, I think Stadia is looking at it twofold. One, is it going to do well with our current user base? But more importantly, is it going to expand our user base? And looking at Madden, I don't think that happened the way that they wanted it to. But FIFA, on the other hand,
I did see players on Madden that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to watch Storm, his little one. I like watching 1v1s to Madden. That is super entertaining. Like the one of the things that I used to do back when I was young and I wasn't that good at Madden is I used to make the computers play each other, and I would just watch like it was a real football game. And my parents would come home like, yo, I thought football only comes on Sundays. Like they used to think it was actual people playing. It was funny, but I used to like watching Storm, go compete with the people in the top and try to get like the highest rank that he could in Madden. That makes it super entertaining. I like stuff like that, and I would see people on that play Madden on Stadia that I've never seen before, like on any other game. So I believe that Madden did bring in a couple people. They did bring in some people, but I don't know. I guess Madden 22 just ain't hit the same way as 21 did. So even though it's a better version of 21, it didn't hit the same way.
I look at it like this. If you look at Madden and FIFA, they represent of the best of the top 10 ports on the platform.
Yeah.
Right? Like they represent the best of the best on the platform.
Yep.
I'm thinking that Stadia paid a pretty penny to get that, right?
Baby.
And again, if FIFA comes day and date, or FIFA's announced for Stadia at least soon, as rumored, then here's a likely scenario. See, I always tell people, I always throw my business experience out there, not to brag or anything like that, but to help you understand that I'm required to understand patterns. As someone that does data analysis, I got to understand patterns, because then I'm responsible for reporting the patterns that I discover to the people above me and trying to explain what this likely means. That's how I put food on the table and keep my lights on. So by me doing that, I'm starting to see a pattern here. And I think what could have happened, even though Google's keeping very close to the vest, is I think what could have happened from the pattern that I've noticed is that Stadia went, engaged all those people for that, what do you want on sale? Just to see what the enthusiasm was for both games, because they probably were coming to a decision. Do we want to rebuy both games, or do we want to just wait until the low change porting is available and tell them, okay, now you can try to put your game on a platform? And by the response that they got, they probably decided, you know what, it's probably worth paying for FIFA and getting that day and date before the low change porting is fully available. But Madden, we'll just wait. Like for Madden, they're going to have to, we'll wait till the complete rollout by the end of the year. That's what we're being told by many developers. They're being told that the complete rollout of the low change porting isn't happening until the end of the year. I know Sonny had said that he heard that some are getting it, some got it in April, which, it's Sonny, so I believe what he was saying. We're hearing from developers end of the year, so maybe, I don't know where EA fits into that, but maybe they decided, okay, we're going to pay for Madden to come in. Maybe we're going to pay for FIFA to come, but you can wait for Madden. Madden can come through the low change porting, and that can come after the fact. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think, and again, this is all speculative, but I think that what may be happening, because why would they pay for another port of a game that they're not going to get the bang out of the buck for if nobody's going to buy it like they did 22? You know what I mean? So,
right.
That's my thoughts. I want to throw something out there too, Smock, and get your opinion on it before we move on. So I'm seeing a lot of this stuff on the internet. Sometimes it gives me heartburn. It gives me heartburn, indigestion. But just places like here that you can come to as a palate cleanser. So one of the things that I'm seeing on the internet is EA doesn't need the low change porting. They already made fantastic ports. And I think go ahead, brother. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Okay. Look, you can continue because I was
gonna say, I think the purpose of the low change porting is being totally misconstrued. And I even heard this in a conversation that I had with Ace, Cowboy, and Storm, where one of the questions that were asked of me was why, like, we know that this developer A knows how to use the developer Stadia, so why would the low change porting change anything? And I'll think of it, and I'll set it to you like this, which
it's common sense. Bro.
Yeah, it's common sense. It is. That's why I'm gasping. It's frustrating because sometimes I think we let our emotions just throw out argument points that don't make any sense. So Smock calls me, right? No. I call Smock. I have a huge lawn, multi-acre lawn, and I call Smock and I say, Smock, look, here's the deal. I want you to cut my lawn. He's like, okay, great, but I'm real particular on how you cut this lawn. So here's a weed whacker. So all you can use is this weed whacker. And Smock is like, whoa. Oh. Every other lawn that I cut, in this area is I can use my lawnmowers. I can sit on my lawnmower and cut it, and it's not that it's hot out here, man. Like, and you guys aren't even you're not even like one of my best paying customers. I'll be honest with you. You're giving me a weed whacker to cut all this grass. I mean, I can do it. I'm good. I'm not damn good. I'm not damn proficient, but I got other stuff to do. I got other things that's gonna make me more money. And I say, okay, all right, what are they paying you over there? Okay, I tell you what, I'll make it worth your while. Instead of doing my lawn for $100, I'm gonna give you $1,000 to do my lawn. with the weed whacker. And Smock is like, oh, well, shit, if that's the case, rev it up. Where's the gas? And he cuts my lawn, and it looks great. Looks like he used a lawnmower, all that stuff, right? The next time he comes, he's like, all right, here to cut your grass. What are we doing here? I'm like, well, Smock, I want you to cut it with the weed whacker again. But I'm only giving you average rates. I don't have $1,000. I can't keep, my wife almost smacked my eyeballs out of my socket when she found out I gave you $1,000. She said it's not feasible, it's not sustainable. We're not giving you another $1,000, but I want you to cut it with this weed whacker. And Smock says to me, no, absolutely not. If you want me to cut it with the weed whacker, you're gonna give me $1,000. Either that or give me a better, more efficient and less costly way for me to cut this grass so I can hurry up, cut it, get the hell out of here, and go to the people that normally give me $1,000 to cut their grass. And I say, oh, okay, all right. Well, I don't have nothing but this weed whacker right now. I'll get a lawnmower for you, a great lawnmower for you, but you gotta wait some time. Give me a couple hours. All right, well, I'll come back. I'll come back when you get the lawn. You know what I mean? So I know that's a long-winded way of trying to explain it. Hopefully that makes sense. Like, yes, you can use crappier tools to build stuff and to do jobs, and maybe you can do a great job at it. But you're only going to expend that time based upon your compensation. And it just isn't fathomable to be paying for ports anymore. They spent all their, I don't want to say all their money, but they spent their investment on developing the tools. The hiring, remember all the hiring they were doing? Sonny pointed out to that, the hiring, the getting the tools together. You don't just sit there and there's not somebody just sitting there with a Kit Kat and a Game Boy, and he's sitting there programming for like 3 minutes, and he says, okay, here goes the new tool. No, there's a lot of programming, a lot of people they got to get together, a lot of thinking in the minds. They got to get together and develop this stuff, develop something that really should have been available at launch. So that takes time and money and compensation. I don't get where people, I don't know. Is there a better way you can explain it, Smock, or can you help me understand why it's common sense to us, but it's not common sense to a lot of these people that just swear it's something else?
The people that it doesn't make sense for, it's because they're not business minded, they're not business focused. They're just running off their arguments is just running off of their emotions. And that's why it's nonsensical, Like if you understand business, then you know that time is money. And when you know that time is money, then you know that if there's a way that a developer can save some time and make a port, they're going to choose that option to save some time, you know? So if developers can save time and money with the load change porting, why would they keep doing you did not have to post that. You did not have to pin that comment. Saying Madden was trash.
Oh yeah, that's Geek the Sneak. Geek the Sneak is going crazy, man.
Yeah, he is. He's going crazy today. But developers that think, people that think that developers, just because they've done it once doesn't mean that they're going to keep. That doesn't mean that's the best option for them to do it. Yes, EA has some talented developers that can port for Stadia, but now Stadia is building a better way for developers to port, in way less time for way less money. So why not use that way to develop their games? They can wait and use this tool. It's like, man, I wish I was in that conversation, man. Like, bro, these, it's just, you can tell that they're so far out of the loop that they literally don't understand anything of what Stadia is doing. They don't understand what Stadia is trying to do. And it sucks that Storm is part of that crowd, man. I wish, man. I don't know, man.
I love Storm. Like I always say, I love Storm like a child. I don't pay child support for it. I love Storm. I just think that the whole argument case that was being made there, not just by Storm, but just by the collective group, didn't take
have respect for Ace. Have respect for Ace and what he was doing, but a lot of like when you start associating I'm not trying to judge the people that like GeForce Now, but the people that keep trying to compare GeForce Now to Stadia is what I don't get, and trying to say GeForce Now is better than Stadia. Yeah. It's like, man, if I could just sit y'all down and really understand why y'all think that, and objectively, GeForce Now can be way better than Stadia. But look, GeForce Now keeps shooting themselves in the foot. Keep shooting themselves in the foot, and they keep trying to market their games as if they're Sony or Xbox. They're not Sony or Xbox. So why are you trying to? Why is GeForce Now retweeting Sony's State of Play, thinking that what? Yes, it's coming to PC, but is it coming and staying on GeForce Now? That's the real question. They may have struck a good deal with Sony, saying, "Hey, we're going to test games over there on your platform for a limited time. You're going to get games for this amount, maybe a month." That's cool, but and that's a win for GeForce Now if that's true, But GeForce Now shouldn't be the target audience. Nobody in the State of Play is going to come over to GeForce Now to play their things on PC. Nobody's going to do that. I'm sorry. Like, GeForce Now, you're a great platform. But if you're somebody that's watching State of Play, you either have a PS4, PS5, or you already have a PC. Or even the people that don't have a PS5, most of the people that's watching will probably have a PS4.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me what GeForce Now is trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem, and we can get into it a little bit, is with GeForce Now, and we kind of seen it with God of War, is the marketing focus. Like, I brought that up too, right? And I think as a joke, shout out to Storm, but as a joke, Storm was like, "Well, I want to hear." Cause I, to be honest with you, I love my brothers. I love my brothers. Like I said, like kids I never paid child support for, but they couldn't penetrate with their arguments. They were focused on, Stadia. The myth that they were trying to create is that Stadia knows their problems, but they're not doing anything about it. That they're just, because they don't really care. That was the motif that they were trying to present, right? It goes against any and everything that I hear from developers, any inside information that I have, that even Storm and I got together. But that's here nor there. Let's just play devil's advocate and say I never got that. It goes against everything that they've said and everything sensibly associated to realizing that you have a major development flaw and trying to fix that flaw. If you have a major development flaw at the core of your developing, it's not going to take, it doesn't happen overnight that you fix that problem. It's sometimes, likely it takes years. So if Stadia is planning to deploy publicly, or if they've already began doing so at a massive scale, in 2022, new tool kits that can take development time from months to weeks, for starters, that's huge. Because if you look at Microsoft with the Xbox Series, they've been trying to upgrade their GDK forever. And since the launch, when did they launch? In 2020? They've been trying to do this since 2020, and they're still splitting even with the PlayStation 5. And they said there was going to be 40 to 50 frames per second deltas between the two consoles. Like, we're nowhere near that because they're still working on their tools. So it's just that, so they're doing rapid work. They're doing a lot of work, and they're deploying a lot of resources and funds to fixing that issue. It's sexier and it's more, it explains my rage to believe that Stadia doesn't take it seriously, but it's just not associated to the facts. And one of the things that was brought to me is, why do I keep harking upon GFN's marketing? Look at God of War. God of War is a prime example. Because look, we want to blame Stadia for Madden, and you can do that, whatever, fine. And we can blame Stadia for the AAA games or games in general not being in abundance at the moment, right? Okay, fine. They screwed up on their porting and they didn't focus on that when they should have. Fine. They can eat that. But God of War doesn't disappear from GFN if it performs well on GFN, right?
Yep.
Right?
I agree.
So all this Sony did this and Sony did that and how dare no.
You don't blame Sony. You blame GeForce. Like,
GeForce Now's marketing sucked. Exactly.
Same way they're trying to blame Stadia for Madden.
Yep.
No. Don't blame Sony for GeForce. Blame GeForce for GeForce problems, you know?
Yep.
These are GeForce problems, not Sony problems. Sony's good. Sony's eating good over here. You seen their state of play yesterday. You know, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. You know, you seen the state of play. They're eating good over there at Sony.
It's so hypocritical, Smock, and they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hypocritical. No. The platform failed to make it lucrative enough for Sony to keep the game there. They failed at doing that. Just like Stadia failed at finding a way to get people to develop without them getting paid Uber's amount of money. So they had to go back to the drawing board. And hopefully GFN goes back to the drawing board and they figure out, hey, look, maybe we are spending too much time with this cloud community. Maybe we should be spending more time with the disenfranchised PC gamer, because maybe more people would have bought God of War via GFN. They don't leave. Look, it's only video games. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. I'm telling you. The reason why. Look, we got a good track record here on StadiaDosage. It starts with what? Cyberpunk. When we tried to forewarn everybody, you're misunderstanding the business babble. You guys are taking this as Cyberpunk is launching after everything else. That's not necessarily true. We think this is said in a vague terminology to cover your ass. We do that in business all the time. Everybody ignored it. Oh, MM2K, you don't know what you're talking about. What happened? Cyberpunk releases day and date. We told y'all when Alex Hutchinson came out from Journey of the Savage Planet developers and said what he said. We're looking at professional tracking. We don't see that this is going to have a long-term effect. Oh, MM2K, you don't know what you're talking about. Come to find out, it didn't have long-term effects. All right. On the flip side, when not necessarily on the flip side, but when SG&E closed, and on the flip side of that, yes, we told everybody this is having bad negative tracking mainly because Stadia made the announcement. Stadia is not always seen in the best light, so there was no way to make this announcement and it be looked as good, but they made it worse by releasing it through Kotaku and not following up well after releasing it to Kotaku. They need to do something, and Stadia did something and things were able to even out. But we told you guys, when everybody thought that SG&E meant that Stadia was closing down even within the community, we said, no, look, simultaneously, there was an interview out by Catherine Hesai talking about how they're focusing more on the features and stuff like that. And there was a job released the same day that for Stadia. You don't create it. You don't release a job the day that you synergize people if you're closing down. It doesn't work like that. Oh no, MM2K. Look, Stadia's still around. You know, we told you guys about the development toolkits before Google did. We told you Alphabet wrote a check to Google. I mean, before they did that, they went to Google, said, what do we got to do about this porting? What is the problem? Google and Stadia went to the devs, explained the problem to Alphabet. Alphabet cut them a check, and now and it resulted in the toolkit, the load change porting and so forth. We told you about that before Google did. What happened? Oh. You found out about it in the Stadia keynote. I am telling you right now, off of that same lineage, off of that same. No. How can I forget with my co-host? When my co-host and I told you, don't expect this to be long-term with these Sony games. Nobody else told you that. We told you that. Everybody else was telling you elsewise. What happened? God of War now is being yanked officially July 1st for any new users. So based off that lineage, we're telling you here right now, okay? If God of War would have performed well, it would have stayed. Yep. Maybe not permanently, but it would have stayed longer than a month.
Yep.
All right. Or a month and a half. It would have stayed longer. It didn't perform well. How do we know that? How can we come to that correlation? Because Sony recently released numbers about its PC performance, which the PC performance overall wasn't the greatest. But if GFN would have kept up with the expected percentages, it would have still been on there. So I can tell you what happened. You know how big somebody in the board looked at it and said, okay, this was an experiment we were going to try because of our partnership with Epic. Yank it. Yank it. This decision came a week after those numbers came out. But again, the entities that you listen to or the people that talk on their emotions, they don't follow this stuff. So they look at us like we're crazy until what we say comes to fruition. Y'all gotta understand, if you want to be entertained, great. This is where you go for entertainment. But if you want facts, you got to know where you got to go.
And entertainment.
Me yelling into my pop filter is a little entertaining. Then you got to know where to go with your facts. What are your thoughts on that altogether, Smog? Madden, God of War. I mean, what does it say to you about cloud gaming altogether?
For the God of War thing, I've said it a lot of times. You know, it sucks. God of War deserved better. Sony, I'm sorry you had to, I'm sorry you had to put God of War through that. Kratos, listen, bro. I'm sorry, man.
Stupid.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. But listen. This game deserved way better. It deserved way better than way better marketing than what GeForce did, man. It deserved way more. The game could have caught fire. You know, another thing that I noticed, I don't know, did Sony do any marketing, help GeForce in any marketing for God of War, or was it just
they sent out a tweet? They did send out a tweet. Yeah, but that was it. It wasn't really big or anything like that. Like what I think what Sony expected is, because it was the PC. Like, I think a lot of these people that go to GFN, they're not so much looking for GFN to market to the 1% of the market. They're looking at GFN to maybe market to, I would say, like maybe 10 to 15, if not greater percent. And again, those are just numbers that I did throw off the top of my head, but I'm just guessing. Maybe 10, 15% of the PC gaming market who are disenfranchised. Yeah. 10, 15% of the PC gaming market dwarfs the cloud gaming market. So I think what Sony was expecting is GFN to go hard in that PC market. And so it can, catch fire with those that are generally PC gamers but can't do it, but now can via the cloud.
Yeah. So GeForce, man, if you have anybody that may be watching this or listening to this, please work on your marketing. Please work on your strategizing. We don't want to see you fail. We've said it multiple times. We don't want to see you fail. You have to do better. You can't drop the ball like that. You can't. And for the people that keeps trying to compare, saying Madden is the reason why Stadia is going to fail. What about GeForce? They just lost their biggest game. I'm sorry, they lost besides Fortnite, they lost their biggest game. No. So hey, it's not. There's no coming. There's no arguing that this isn't a massive L for GeForce.
Yeah, I mean, again, Madden, it's not good. I'm going to say it's definitely not good. I mean, it closes.
Not nearly as bad as losing God of War. It's not even close.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to argue against that, only because the Stretch Armstronging that I saw on social media yesterday and people trying to downplay the whole God of War thing, while, I mean, you had people running across social media condemning Stadia over Madden, right? But trying their best.
Think about this. Imagine if Stadia lost God of War.
Oh my God!
Do you understand how many?
Sony sees the failure. Sony had saw the failure. Sony knows best. Stadia's dead.
Imagine how many people trying to bury Stadia because they lost God of War. That should let you guys know, for anybody that's reading this, because you can't not agree. They've done it before. They've done it before where certain games wasn't coming to Stadia and people were pissed off. Imagine if Stadia was the one losing God of War instead of GeForce. Now, how much worse this would have been.
Yeah.
So yes, GeForce losing God of War is a massive L.
It's a massive L. And what it does is, it goes against accessibility. This is my argument about both of this, and this is why, like in the thumbnail, I put, are we expecting too much of cloud too soon? And I think the answer is yes. We thought that we were treating these like premier platforms. Sonny did a hell of a job explaining this. He said, look, take Stadia out of the box. From what he's hearing from people in important spaces at other cloud platforms, it is extremely hard for them to get the attention of big time publishers. You know what I mean? It's hard for everybody because it's only a 1% business. So if you have a situation where GFN, everything is turnkey, there's really no downside to putting your game on, or you're going to get extra money. If Capcom won't come, if 2K won't come, if Sony tries it, dips their foot in the water, and then yanks their game off of there, within the blink of an eye,
right? And
GFN got all that porting stuff going for it, then what do you think the difficulty Stadia is going to have? Stadia is going to have more, because long term they're trying to do more. Like even when you look at Paul Eisler, the vice president of GFN's article last week with Techland, he admits that they're trying to focus on a smaller scale than all the other cloud platforms. All the other cloud platforms are trying to reach billions of gamers. GeForce Now, they're only trying to reach hundreds of millions of gamers. So that's only a fraction of what the other cloud platforms are going to do. They're trying to do a hybrid of sell their hardware first and piggyback off the hardware with the cloud. Everybody else is trying to surpass hardware or be on top with the top hardware with their cloud services. Xbox want to get out of the hardware business, so therefore they want their cloud service to be better than what they could present hardware wise. It's going to take some time to get there, but that's ultimately what they want. Same thing with Luna, same thing with Google. That's what they want, and they're trying to reach more gamers with it. GFN is smaller scale, so because it's smaller scale right now, there's really less for them to do. So they can move along a lot quicker. There's a lot less building that they got to go through. But you're getting less of a platform as far as what's put into it long term than you are with everybody else. But if it's for you, it's for you. I can't tell you that it's less if it's for you. But the thing that we got to remember is that all these platforms are in their infancy. One platform is going to leapfrog this one tomorrow. This one is going to stumble that following week, and all. So it's ridiculous to sit there, like Smock said, and compare apples to oranges, and try to say, well, Madden means that Stadia is dead, even though nobody from, well, I don't want to say nobody, but it looks like that a majority of, I don't want to say the majority, but it doesn't look like that Madden had the effect that everybody was hoping that it would have, right? Where you had the potential of God of War. Many people are saying the best game ever on your platform, and you couldn't keep it there constantly for over a month and a half. If Madden means death to Stadia, then God of War means obliteration Well, it never was to GFN. That's all I'm saying. Y'all keep the same energy. Period. So
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy time. And I just to see people roll up, like, I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna, me personally, I won't gauge one over the other. But I can't. A lot of people were exposed when they were running amok on social media and trying to make one look, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad, and make the other one look, you know what I'm saying? Where you have one platform where the people heavily lauded it. Madden, when it was compared to FIFA, got trounced. By all accounts, looked like it didn't perform up to standard. I mean, you can make the argument the same thing about God of War, but that just shows you that nobody should put too much faith and confidence in things being so fantastic on cloud gaming. As of yet, they're still building. So, great stuff. All right. With that said, let's move on to some other news. We've been away for a while. Smock 314 Arts, the developers of Project Z, they are now officially Stadia partners. They made that announcement, I think about a week ago, May 30th, to be exact. What are your thoughts on this?
That's unexpected, but hey, that's good news, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this means that Stadia could put this. See, I'm already going off the rails with this because I'm like trying to gauge it, but it's good for Stadia. It's nothing but positive news, man. And it, like I said, it's unexpected. I want to see Stadia make this move also with Ubisoft and solidifying and making them an official partner, because Ubisoft is looking to potentially sell as well.
Yep.
So
yeah. Well, they said that they said with Ubisoft though that Ubisoft is they then announced that they're not going to sell, like they'll partner with somebody, that they're not going to sell the company. So they said that we have everything that we need not to sell. So
okay, well, we'll make them a partner as well. I know they already have a good relationship with them, but make this official as well. But man, 314 hours. I need to play Project Z. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah,
I've not played it yet.
Well, yeah, it's not out yet. It's still being developed, but and it's not coming till like 2023, I think.
Oh, okay.
But remember they had that Kickstarter and people were like, "Oh, the kick now it's not coming to the platform now." Watch Stadium Connect North. Check out that interview. It's coming. They said they had a plan B, and this was their plan B. So the game is still coming. So definitely, but they do have a game out on Steam. I forgot the name of it, and it's mostly the reviews are mostly positive. So I would definitely check it out. I think you get it for like $7. So it puts you in
another game. Man, and see, now I'm thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. I be going off the rails when I hear positive stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is way off topic. Can I talk about it, or you just want to move on?
Go ahead.
There's a game. So have you heard of Backrooms on YouTube?
No.
Came out in I didn't know that it came out in the 90s. It came out in like 1998 or something. Or 1990, somewhere in the 90s. But for some reason, it started blowing up last year going into this year. This video called Backrooms, where basically it starts off as this kid who's filming a video with his friends on YouTube. It's all made up. It's not real. But he like glitches out and he falls into this other realm. Kind of like it's kind of like if Upside Down was an escape room. Basically.
Okay.
But you're wandering around this place. The walls are like yellow. You know, there's a bunch of random stuff, and then basically there's monsters, and it's like a survival horror game. I mean, a survival horror video. But then recently, there's a single indie dev. The single indie dev that's developing this game that released that gave YouTuber Car Berlizzi on YouTube And he played, bro. It is one of the scariest games I've ever seen anybody play. It literally made me, I'm watching him play this game and I jumped out of my chair, bro. I jumped out of my chair and had to pause the video. It was that, like, him play, it's a psychological horror game, and it's a survivor horror game. So, bro, I need to find the name of this dev. He said it in a video, but I need to find, I hope he's on Twitter or something, because, man, if Stadia loves indie devs, you know, and the we community, we love indie devs, bro, we need to contact this dev. This game has massive potential, and I think them partnering with Stadia may give them the jump start that they need to put that development into high gear.
You know what I would do? I would put that out there, put a tweet out there, tag a bunch of us, tag Mr. 1030, and say, look, bring it to Stadia, and then they'll start rolling on that one. You know what I mean? Because I think what Stadia's doing is they're watching our enthusiasm over these games, and I think when they saw a lot of us really try to get that Kickstarter rolling and us put a lot of money towards it, I think that's what pushed Project Z over the edge. There's that other one. It's by Evan, the guy Evan, great guy. What is the name of his game? Obsession or something like this. It's the Resident Evil, the spiritual successor or spiritual benefactor of the Resident Evil games, the older ones. We haven't seen that partnership happen yet. Maybe Evan can do a Kickstarter, and maybe if Stadia sees a bunch of people, because I think that's another good game to come to the platform. We don't have too many games to fill that genre come to the platform as well, so that'd be great. Cool. No, that's what I would definitely do. One last thing that I did want to show before we closed out is that there's this thing happening with Google, and this comes courtesy of Chrome Unboxes. Here's a first look at Google's cloud gaming launcher running on Chromium OS. Let me explain what this is. This is just a month ago, a Chromium repository commit was discovered that revealed Google was working on a way to let users search for any cloud game across several gaming providers right from the Chromebook launcher. Clicking on the results would instantaneously launch into the game, getting them into action without a download or having to manually navigate Stadia or GeForce Now, for example, to do so. And so here goes a snippet of the actual clip. Here it goes right here. So someone was putting in something, but then there's like a game section in the search bar, and it was pulling up games from GeForce Now. So now you'll be able to, when you go put results in the search bar, it's going to link to results on different cloud services. So that's dope of Chrome OS to be doing that. What do you think about that, Smock?
Accessibility.
Yeah,
they're making accessibility to these games more seamless and, you know, easier, which is cool too. Let me see if that actually works. I'm gonna type in Destiny 2 and see what happens. Is it out?
No, it's probably on Chrome Canary, a special version. You have to do it on Chrome Canary, and it's by the article you have to. He says it's. A Chromium repository comment was discovered that revealed that a way to let users. So I guess there's a certain way to do it.
They're working on it.
Yeah, they're working. So it's something that's in development right now. Yep.
That's it. Yeah, that's a. I like that. I like that because I that's all I use is Chrome OS. I don't use anything else when I'm at home.
Yeah, same here. And we were just talking yesterday about getting Chromebooks. Yeah, I gotta get a Chromebook. I gave my son like my $1,500.
I would probably, because next year Google is working. They're going to release a new tablet that's going to release early 2023, and it might be pretty powerful. Might be pretty powerful, but yeah, man, Chromebooks. Yeah, they are in. The Chromebook Spin. I think it's the Chromebook Spin. No. Yeah, the Chromebook Spin 513. If you want a Chromebook that's good, get that one. It's the most powerful Chromebook Google that's ever been made for Chrome.
Wow. Yeah,
Acer Spin 513.
Acer Spin 513. I'm gonna definitely look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me a Chromebook, definitely.
Under $1,000.
Wow.
It's not even over $1,000. So yeah.
And I don't even need anything like massive. You know what I'm saying? Just something that, you know, that allows me to play games, you know, play Stadia, you know, GFN or whatever. And then also allows me to what do you call it? Allows me to do my work, you know, set up the shows and stuff like that. That'd be cool. So all right. Well, that's it for today's show. And I apologize if you guys feel like the show is shorter. Today, my wife just knocked on the door and said, "Oh, I got to get something to eat." So I got to take her somewhere to go get something to eat. But there's a large chunk of the show that was for our members that you can check out. It's like 40 minutes long. We did a 40-minute member segment today. So go hit that.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a, really, we talk about some of the things that we talk about here, but we talk about it in more uncut, unfiltered detail, you know, so definitely hit that join button and check it out.
Yes, the member section is actually really good. Really good.
Matter of fact, here it is right here. Let me by Robbie Payne, the unboxing of the most powerful ARM Chromebook yet, the Acer Spin 513. Yep. And this might be the one. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's only $615. That's crazy.
Yep, the most powerful. Yep.
That's yeah, I might have to pick that one up now. All right, with that said,
Chromebooks is killing it.
They're killing it, bro. With that said, I want to thank all of y'all for joining us. We appreciate and love all of y'all. Thank you for your support of this platform. Some things are going to be changing. I got to talk to Smock too when I get a chance. We're going to be taking live calls at some point in time. Probably not until July because my wife's rehab was supposed to be over now, and the doctors are doing some fuddy-duddy stuff, so it's going to take me longer to set it up. So probably starting in July, it looks like we're going to be taking live phone calls. We're going to be doing some things, and some other things are coming this way too on Stadia Dosage. So definitely stay tuned. And we're still working on audio. We're trying to get that audio together so you guys can listen via audio through like Google Podcasts or something. We love Google Podcasts, so we're trying to definitely get something going on there. But before we go, Smock, can you let the good people know where they can find you at?
You can find me right here at Smock Junior Gaming. You can find me on Twitter, N2O, the letter O, LA, and Instagram at Smock Junior. So I'm at all the places. He
said, I'm everywhere. You can catch me here, Stadia Dosage news, and Stadia Dosage streams. I think for the duration of the month, because my wife's rehab is really going into overtime. I think I'm going to be doing at the very least less like news videos. I'm going to be playing more games, and we're going to be, pumping some more life into Stadia Dosage Plus. That's our Twitter account. So if you're not following us there, go follow us there now, because there's going to be a lot of stuff and maybe some exclusive content there too. Stadia Dosage Plus. We're kind of, I'm in a mode where honestly, Smock, if you're honest, there isn't, and we talked about this behind the scenes, there isn't a whole bunch of Stadia news happening right now, right? But
there isn't.
Just because there's not Stadia news, we don't play the news, we play the games. Also, so that gives me an opportunity to play more games. So I'm in a mood right now where I want to play games opposed to just sitting here battling people that are like, oh, woe is me. So yeah, stay tuned to us reviving Stadia Dosage Plus over on Twitch. All right. With that said, thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate, love all of y'all. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.